Hi, it's Lynne with Soft Squares. It is Saturday, October 29th, 2022, and it is time for the Saturday stitch-uation. Today we're going to talk about just a few things. It won't be as long as the last time, but remember I have a new schedule. So the Saturday stitch-uation happens 3 o'clock every Saturday, and it will be a recap and an update on things I'm doing, a little bit of personal updates, just a lot of little things and information, news, stuff like that. And on Monday I am doing Maker's Monday, which is also at 3 o'clock, and that is going to be a specific project or a template or something specific, where the one today is kind of a recap and a anything goes. How about that? Last week in the video on Saturday, I was showing you a quilt that I was working on, and it's at the quilters right now, but let me show you some pictures of the progress. Okay, I am done. The fabric line is Flower Pot. The pattern that I used is easy as 12. I added some extra borders to it. Really all I did was I used jelly rolls instead of fat quarters or layer cake like the pattern calls for. And I had about 15 inches left over after that, and so I cut up all those pieces and I made the secondary border, that middle one that's kind of blends into the front. So anyway, it's made it just a tiny bit bigger. The finished dimensions on this before it gets quilted is 55 by 64. And here's what I'm going to use for my backing. I think it's going to be perfect. And then I also had extra to make cornerstones of the center blocks. So there's 25 blocks plus 4 cornerstones, 29, but only 25 of them had the borders on them. And then I arranged them in kind of a pattern, took the extra pieces, made an extra border. We're done. When it's quilted and finished, you'll see it again. This is the book that I had taken that quilt out of that I worked on last week. So it's actually, this is the pattern, easy as 12. It's a Martingale, is that right? Martingale book. So if you're interested in that and the others that are in here, look for this. Any of you who follow me and saw on Monday of this week, I did a quilt with a kite template. I have an update on that. So this is what I mean by kite template. It's actually called a Wacky Web template. This comes out by Missouri Star Quilt Company. So I made a quilt using this template, but for the 2.5 inch block, and that one I had shown you on Monday, and it is at the quilters right now. And then I started a new one with a larger block using the 5 inch template, and I didn't get very far. I just showed you the basic construction of the block, and I'm just going to give you an update, and then we'll do some more information on that. So I also have some fabric hauls that I did, but one of the fabric hauls is to get more fabric for this. But this is the 5 inch kite piece, and these are the size of the blocks. I think they're about 16. Yep, they're 16 inch square, and I'm going to have as many as I can get. I'm not exactly sure right now if I'm going to get 18 or more not. I have run out of this fabric again. So I started with 1 yard, wasn't even thinking of what I was going to do when I grabbed it. Had to order 2 more yards, and now I have used all of that, and I still have a little bit to go, and I think I want to do a border, maybe even the binding with this. So I'm going to order at least 2 more yards of this. But this is a dark gray linen is what that's called, but it's just a cotton, but it's a linen weave. It's called linen. It's really pretty cool. So that was part of my fabric hauls, but here's an update on the quilt. So far I only have 2 blocks made. This one and another one that's using this color. But right now I've got everything sewn on my templates, which I had to make my own. And I've got this stack of these that are ready to be squared up, not square, but you know, trimmed up to match that, and then put on their center square. And then it will go super fast at that point. And actually this is going really fast anyway. So that's the progress on that. Hopefully next week I will have pictures to show you of the finished top. But during that same fabric haul, I went online to Etsy, and I'm a bargain hunter, can't deny. They had some fat quarters in a really pretty teal color that were really pretty and a really good deal. Well, when it comes, I didn't even read the description, but evidently it's a sheet. And I've seen these before where it looks like it's about 2 yards, and you have to cut your own fat quarter out of this. But there's 8 really pretty fat quarters on here. So I thought I'd show you my find on that. So here's 2 of them and 2 more, and then the inside has 2 more, or yeah, 2 and 2 more. So this will keep me busy. It doesn't take very long, but you want to cut these like you do a panel, where you want to do 1 layer at a time and use your ruler to cut these. If you were to just leave it in half and try to cut through it, there's a really good chance that the way this is stamped and printed, you're not going to get it straight. So just remember 1 layer at a time, and then it ends up being fat quarters, and then you'll have a bundle of fat quarters, and these are so pretty. Can't wait to use them. So that was just a little impulse buy. I also went into Nuddles, the store that has the $2.99 clearance fabric. There's not a lot of it left, so but I keep looking. I have a business and a doctor that's really close to that, so I have to drive by them a lot. Anyway, I drove by and I got these. I got these really pretty poly sheen variegated threads. And look how pretty, they're by Metler, but look how pretty they are. So it was just a impulse buy. I bought that. I also bought some templates there. So I really like the block lock, and I want to try this. I really only use the flying geese and the half square triangle. This one is the square ruler, and then these are the 2 templates for it to make the block, which I guess goes like this. 2 of these, 1 on each side, and then you square it up using this. So it's actually kind of a kite. It's a little skinnier, longer, skinnier kite that comes in a square instead of a triangle like the one I'm working on, but I don't know, I'm drawn to that shape right now, I guess. So that's one of them. And another one I had gotten was also block lock, and this is the square, when it's all squared up. So it's a triangle with the 2 side units. And they all kind of hook together so they stay together, which I'm grateful for, except I can't seem to separate them. Okay, so here's the triangle. Here's the, I'm guessing it goes like this, and you can put 1 on each side. And then you have this to square it up, where you put your seam in the groove, and you get a nice even seam block. So that's this. So I got a triangle and a little kite kind of one. I also picked up another one that I've seen quite a bit of, and I just decided to just try it. It's called the Little Twister, and they have bigger ones, but I thought I'd go with the little one to see if I even like it. Wasn't exactly sure how it worked, other than I saw this. And I'm like, I would like to figure out how to make these simple, and it sounds like that's what this template's about. And I bought it, took it home, and this is what it looks like. Of course, it has paper on the back, but there's not much to it. Very interesting, right? And then I come to find out that the way that this works is you make a quilt with your blocks, and then you set this on the crosshairs of the block. And this is meant to go on a 5-inch square like a charm. And look what they do. So you're going to put it together and then cut it up, but you're using the lines of your seams will be the lines that go on here. So this will be interesting. It's not at all how I thought, but this is the end result, going from here to here. And they've even included the border in this example. We'll have to see how I end up doing this, but this is fun. Not at all what I thought I was getting, and I actually like it better. So I had gotten these 3 templates and a little bit of fabric. Okay, you want to watch me cut this up? It's not quite square, but as you saw, I followed all the white lines. So to use this, I'll probably have to stretch it a little bit and spray it, or just depending on if I don't need what's around the edge, just kind of leave it how it is. So now I'm just going to fold it like I do all my other fat quarters, so it can be nice and pretty, and stack it up. Now there's selvage on here. I don't usually cut the selvage off, but because I really want this whole pretty piece to be usable, I'm cutting it off. But this one is called Details. It's a Hoffman Spectrum print by Hoffman California International Fabrics. This is a 2018, and it is really pretty. Hey, I want to give a little shout out to the gal I got this fabric from. It is Annika's Arts. And annikasarts.etsy.com is her website, or her Etsy shop. And she is where I was able to find this gray fabric. And then here's the fat quarters that I'm cutting up that are the turquoise. I call it teal, but it is turquoise. What do you think about that? Pretty, right? Look at what I noticed when I was cutting this out. Do you see the variegation? There's a darker little mark there, and then it seems like this is a middle and a lighter one. I'm thinking I see 3 color variances, but I don't know. It's really pretty though. Alrighty, so there we go. That and my 2 yards of the gray fabric, which I've run out of again, so I'm going to go back to her website and we'll see what else I come up with. And today I got a surprise box. I have a whole bunch of subscription boxes. I'm getting notifications that they're coming, and so there will be some more videos coming up on those. They haven't come just yet, except today I did get my Missouri Star Quilt Advent box. I'm not going to open it until it's time to look at them, and I'm going to be doing daily videos. I also have a couple other Advents that I have subscribed for. I believe there's 4 of them, and I'm going to do something very similar where I do a review comparing, and I'm going to do daily open and based off of what box and what needs to be open that day. So through at least 24 days of Christmas, there will be a video of just box openings from the Advents, and it will be whatever box I have that it's time to open. Does that make sense? So I'm staring at this big box. I'm all excited. So Jenny's box of favorites is here. So I will be doing that. I'm assuming 1st of December. So I'll have to look at that. We're going to compare the boxes and see what we like best. And I'm looking forward to what's in here. It's kind of heavy. I looked at this. The store I went into with all the fabric that I like. They sell the cube, and I've seen these in there. I've also seen them with other people online, and they're kind of spendy, I'm not gonna lie. But what I like about it is these are all dies, and they go through the machine and it cuts your fabric to be a pre-cut size. And look at all the blocks you can come up with, where it gives you the pieces. It tells you what pieces you need, but it just says the perfect pieces, perfect cuts. I'm impressed by this, but I don't know if it's something I would use. So I'm just curious if anyone has any input on this, whether they've used it or they know someone that has used it, if you think it's worth it. I kind of don't mind cutting things by hand, but this, I'm just exploring this. Just curious what you guys think about it. Let me know if you know. I want to show you a quilt that I'm working on. This is actually one I started last year. Started this last year, and then I've got the yellow and gray block sitting on it. That's part of this kite kit. But these are just rows of chevrons. And then the strips that you see that are there in the middle, the ones right there, I'm going to put that 1.5 inch strip on both sides of each of the chevron column, and then put a solid or something like a big strip of solid in the middle. And I'm thinking this will be a nice little lap quilt. It's just a matter of finishing it. And honestly, the fabrics do go together. They're not the same line, but I did get them in a scrap bag, and they're all the same manufacturer, and I cannot even tell you who it is now because I don't have any selvages and I did it last year. But if I kind of wish I didn't put the white ones in there. I can see how they might be part of that. Again, it wasn't a set. I just kind of took everything that came in it and put it together, and it looks good, except the ones that have like the light floral. That's okay. I'm very happy. This will be fun. It'll be kind of easy. I wish I had got this done sooner so that I could have enjoyed it or had it to someone to enjoy through fall, because before you know it, it's going to be Christmas. So that's a project that I am working on. Nothing new personal life other than Dad and Faye got over the COVID thing. Yay! And my husband and I are still dealing with doctor's appointments. 'Tis the season. Nothing really exciting other than I did not get a root canal. I went in to get it, and believe it or not, I'm not having any pain, so we're gonna just sit on it. So my good news is no root canal for me. Not today. I've got some things in the works for different things that I will be doing, working with different quilters. So I've got a lot of fun things in the schedule. So stick around and be sure to check back with me every Saturday at 3 o'clock. Thanks. Have a great day.